pleasant day, researchers, panelists, and our research advisor, Ma'am Jo. We are Group 10 from 11 STEM A. I am Laisha G. Larenas, along with my group mates. Today, we will be presenting our research entitled The Knowledge-Centered School Environment and Its Influence on Mental Health of Senior High School Students at St. Francis of Assisi College, Bacoor. Our topic is all about the school environment and the mental health of students. We chose this topic because, as students at St. Francis of Assisi College, we wanted to learn about the significance of a positive environment and how it affects a student's well-being. We conducted this study not only to recognize and understand the students' perspectives and experiences, but also to raise awareness about the importance of a positive and healthy school environment. A learning environment is influenced by a variety of factors, including students, parents, instructors, school staff, policymakers, experts, support staff, community members, and the numerous learning venues and resources accessible. Students spend most of their time in the classroom, where they engage in education, form friendships with other students, and interact with teachers and other staff members. It is important to consider what happens at home and what happens at school when determining whether children have good physical and mental health, how satisfied and happy they are with various aspects of their lives, how connected they are to others, and what goals they have for the future. And for research questions, it will be presented by Mr. Kevin Baluyot.
I will be presenting the research question of our study. Our first question is, what are the students' experiences and feelings regarding to the impact of knowledge-centered school environment on their mental health and well-being? We want to know the experience and feelings of the students regarding to the impact of knowledge-centered school to their mental health so that the school officials will take actions about it. Through the students' responses, the research will be able to provide possible objectives that can further help the school in terms of providing help. Our second question is, in what ways do students perceive that the school environment supports or challenges their mental health, including the factors such as stress, anxiety, and overall emotional well-being? We want to know if the school officials are doing something to help the students that struggles with mental health, and if they are providing the needed support that each student needs. Through this, we can also give objectives on how schools should further support the struggling students. And lastly, what recommendations and suggestions do senior high school students have for creating a school environment that is conducive for both academic excellence and positive mental health outcomes? We will ask the students about their opinion on how they think the school should help them in achieving a school environment that is fit for both academically active and mentally capable for students. With their own recommendation, we will be able to provide effective suggestions as they are the students who are experiencing the system and are in environment firsthand. And for the objectives of our study, it will be delivered by Ms. Ashley Montalba.
I will be presenting the objectives of our study. First objective is to explore and document the lived experience, emotion, perception of senior high school students regarding how knowledge-centered school environments influence their mental health and overall well-being. It is essential to understand how knowledge-centered school environments affect students' mental health, as this perception can have huge impact on the academic performance of the students. Second objective is to identify and analyze the various ways in which students perceive the school environment, including both supportive and challenging aspects, in relation to their mental health, stress levels, anxiety, and emotional well-being. We must determine how students view their environment of their school, whether it's beneficial or harmful to them, and the reason why it is important to figure out its positive or negative aspects, as it can contribute a connection toward their overall well-being. And the last objective is to gather informed recommendation and practical suggestion from senior high school students on how the school environment can be designed and modified to foster academic excellence while simultaneously positive mental health outcomes among students. It is necessary to have student suggestions to improve the school environment because it can gain access to high quality education and improve resources that can help them succeed. These objectives will aid the definition of our study aims and the things we need to achieve. This will give us concise and clear analysis of the result of our study, adding to our knowledge of the ways in which the educational setting affects students' well-being. For the next slide, Ms. Precious Montero will present the methodologies.
In this part, we will enlighten you about the methodologies used for our study. Starting off, the most accurate method for evaluating information gathered from language and behavior is qualitative research, which is why the study's proponents chose to utilize it. The most accurate kind of research utilized for this study is qualitative, since it aligns with the researchers' objectives on the questions they seek to answer. Hence, interviewing senior high school students would assist us in obtaining the answers we need to support the findings of our study. For our sampling method, random sampling was utilized for this research study, meaning that everyone from senior high school department has an equal chance of being selected to respond to the interviews that will be done. The purpose of this was to collect data from the selected individuals so that the researchers could draw fair conclusions and results. To collect data that match our research concerns, the researchers employed a phenomenological approach as a research design for this study. To elaborate, Boyd, 2022, defines a phenomenological technique as a study design that incorporates methodical processes in the data analysis methods, such as questioning the respondents and defining a certain phenomena. This kind of study is focused on examining people's experiences in order to gain an understanding of the nature of things, and as a result, this will be the most accurate to use for our study. Additionally, it is inevitable that our study has certain limitations and that these factors could have an impact on the results. For instance, it will be a labor-intensive procedure that will take a long time, and it might be replicable. This means that it will take some time to finish our study's findings and that it will require physical effort to finish activities like locating our respondents and conducting interviews. It also means that the outcomes may be identical. And now, our data analysis will be provided by Ms. Ariel Serra.
In this part of our research, I will be presenting the process of our data analysis, about the study and as to how it will be done. Data analysis is the process of interpreting, emphasizing, and transforming a useful information about a response for us to be able to understand the context easier. There are different types for coding in data analysis. In vivo coding is what we will be using today. In vivo coding is one of the easiest and most comprehensible among other approaches of data analysis. This is done by emphasizing words or codes that highlights the whole context of the response of the participant for it to be more understandable. This type of coding is different among other approaches due to the fact that we only emphasize the participant's own words and not the researcher's own interpretation of the response. It is also important to stay close to the context of the response in the process of emphasizing. This is the reason why this is commonly used for interviews. According to Manning, 2017, additionally, this approach of data analysis is helpful to both the participants and the researchers in terms of understanding the context. According to Saldana, 2016, there might be some issues during collecting the data. Lack of respect and unfair treatment are some examples. Hence, we should be thoughtful on how we should interpret their response and to ask guidance if needed. One of the advantages of using in vivo coding in data analysis is that researchers will be better able to understand or comprehend the respondents' responses from their personal viewpoints and experiences by employing in vivo coding. It will be easier for the researchers to evaluate and code the response word for word. The participants needed for our study will be presented by Ms. Laisha Llarenas.
The senior high school students from St. Francis of Assisi College, Bacoor were chosen as respondents for this study. There were a total of 20 respondents from the senior high school representing all strands. They will be randomly selected to be interviewed for this study since they will be able to provide the most useful and relevant information about this study. They are selected for the reason that their perspectives and experiences will aid in providing the necessary information. That will be the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.